Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragoscape. Today we are starting a new drawing challenge and this is DISember 2025. DISember, as you may know already, is a Disney type of challenge. We are gonna have a prompt list like in Inktober, like in Tales of Alectrion, with different topics that we are gonna have to do a drawing every day. Okay, I have been doing one drawing per day during 3 months. I am super tired, but I love these challenges. I'm gonna put the previous DISember here that I done last year, a sketchbook tour, so you can see and understand the context of what I trying to do. Okay, quick as well, I wanna show you, don't normally do this, but I wanna show you what I've been doing so far. I have the start, that it was Magic Kingdom, that this is the park in Florida, so I try to draw ourselves kind of going into the park, very excited, you know, with some of those Disney hats, very excited. I draw myself only in the previous challenge, so now I have company and that's gonna be very nice, like in a couple of Inktovers ago. That was very enjoyable time for me. I've done as well the Aristocats, because this prompt was Disney cats, so I tried to do kind of a comic situation, like this is how they were at O'Malley Darling, like the Aristocats were walking around, they stole our clothes that we were having a swim, and they are trying to see how they look, how it looks on them. Very nice, because in theory in the movie O'Malley is the one that is like a, you know, a little bit of a mischievous guy, not Duchess that she is, you know, very elegant and very nice. So this is kind of her idea, and kind of had a very nice time drawing this one. So now, as you can see here, we have a prompt for today that is redesign costume, redesign a costume basically. So I've been thinking, and obviously I want to follow the pattern of drawing ourselves, or in some sense drawing ourselves. Like in the previous one we have the clothes because it's this comic situation, in the previous one it is ourselves, like caricature of ourselves. So I want to do a costume redesign for Buzz Lightyear, as you may have seen in the miniature already. I'm thinking about you see as well, this is a tiny sketchbook, okay, tiny sketchbook. We're starting a new sketchbook this time, and I wanna go for Buzz Lightyear, and I've been recently watching all the Back to the Future movies. If you haven't watched them, watch them because they are super cool. And we just finished the other day, and I want to emphasize the concept of time traveling and the concept of different eras, and I think Buzz Lightyear is a character that for this prompt can work very nice for what I want to do. So I want to draw him here in the center of the image, but I'm gonna take only the shape of his body, but with McFly clothes from the third movie, that it's like he's dressing like in a western, or in a western movie, okay? He has, you know, the hat, the kind of the stylish design, but the tricky thing and the funny thing here with this outfit that Doc, the other main character of this saga, picks for him to travel back in time to do all the thing, you know, he needs to save his other self and everything, so to create a future and everything. Okay, so the idea is to Doc thinks, because he has watched many movies of westerns, that the cowboys are gonna dress in this kind of funny colors, pinky and everything, and obviously in reality everything was more rough. So when McFly arrives there, he moves in time and arrives there, everyone is like, what are you wearing? He ends up getting more dirty and dirty, because this is, you know, in the middle of the desert, and because of this the style looks a little bit more realistic by the end of the movie. But at the beginning and when he arrives, he's so clean, like he went to the store, bought the clothing, and it looks a little bit funny. So I think I wanna draw Buzz Lightyear in some sort of costume like McFly. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing the type of body, because all of that, keeping in mind that Buzz is a toy, okay? So I want to keep the shapes that he has like he is wearing the suit, but it doesn't have to be, we don't need to draw the suit as such, just the shape, okay? Typical pose, I want to do the same, like we are used to see him. And why did I choose Bush for this? I wanted to not do a costume redesign, but if it is reality, let's say that the movie, I know this is Pixar and this is the first Pixar movie and this is before Pixar was bought by Disney, okay? This movie wasn't an original idea from Disney. Pixar was another company before, okay? You can check all the lore online and everything, and you know, this is what happens in industry, that sometimes you need to grow your business and you end up buying other companies, and you have other IPs, okay? Or IPs like the Toy Story IP. So basically, what I choose this is that in the Toy Story movie, Buzz thinks he is actually, for real, a spaceman, let's say, okay? Someone from a space, from another place that has traveled to this other planet and meets Woody and the rest of the toys. So Woody is a cowboy-looking type of toy, as well, very pintoresque, with his cow type of design for the best and everything, with very big head. He's very cartoony, very, I would say, you know, cartoonish style like Buzz as well. So what I want to do with this is, if this was real, that Buzz knew he was gonna go to this, let's say, era where there's gonna be this cowboy booty and everything, that he will be dressing like that. So I wanna go obviously for my cartoon style. We're gonna make him like this, very happy, very excited. Probably like this. I like to do the eyes like this because they look very happy. When I'm doing my drawings, I like to do drawings like this, like very happy. And let's see. If you haven't watched Toy Story, I invite you to go and check it because it's a beautiful movie. There is a saga of movies that if you grew up with this type of animations, they make you cry. It is very beautiful. At the beginning, this movie looks like toys and is made like toys because you didn't have the render capacities or the render knowledge when working in 3D to be able to create something more realistic at that point when they were still experimenting with 3D projects or with 3D software as well, okay? That's as well why some of the characters here in the movie that are human as well, the humans are not the main characters, these are background characters to understand the context, like Andy and the mom and everyone and Sid. These people, if you look at them, they look as well like puppets, they look like toys, even the dog. And as you watch the second movie, the third movie, the fourth movie, and I think there is now even a fifth movie in the making and everything, where the bad guy is going to be something digital like a tablet or something. I don't know if this is true or this is just some kind of clickbait, but it is there as well in the making. So you see how the characters and the animals are becoming more realistic. So the fur, the proportions, the style, it's nicer. Obviously, they are not going for full-on realistic because they need to keep the style of the brand, of the Toy Story brand, and that is why you still see them like toy-looking, okay? But for the context of what the movie was intended to be and what they wanted to showcase, that was a very nice and a very clever use of the tools that they had at the time, okay? I have a master in animation, so feel free to, I studied a lot of things regarding animation, and I looked a lot into especially Disney stuff because I love it. I grew up with it, as I said at the beginning, and it is something that I cherish very much. Nowadays, I am all the time watching a Disney movie again and again. The other day, finished watching again Todd and Toby, that is about the fox and the hound, it's called in English, and I love it. That one is a movie that it's considered like a second line type of movie because there wasn't as much as budget, and it is like as well an older movie. And yeah, I mean, I recommend if you have, obviously don't spend money because I say so, but if you have something like Disney Plus, or if you have some VHS, old VHS or CDs from years ago at home and from your family, and you still have the devices to play them, watch them. Watch them, because if you are here in this channel because you are interested in art, or you are thinking about studying something art related, or even animation as well, those movies, just by watching them with an artistic perspective, with an artist view, they are gonna give you a lot of information, a lot of things regarding how everything is made. There is an itinerant exhibition of Pixar, Disney stuff, but from Pixar specifically, going around. Itinerary is that it travels. A couple of years ago was, I think, here in UK, some other time was in Spain. I've seen it, and it is amazing. There is a lot of the concept from, for example, this movie, or Monsters Inc., or Cars, for example. There's a lot of stuff that you will not be able to see otherwise if the only way to see it is by this aspect. So we have done the initial sketch for Boss, being with type, like he's been like with his suit. Okay, now I'm gonna go on top. I'm gonna redraw this concept to make it cowboy. I needed to have like a basic structure with some lines to know the shape of the body that we are gonna use. Even there is a newer Buzz Lightyear movie where he is more realistic in 3D, but still keeping the cartoon. I watched it once. It is not my cup of tea, because I don't like when they try to squeeze more things just for the sake of squeezing more things. I didn't enjoy the movie. I didn't like the visuals of the movie. That's what it didn't kind of click with me. But maybe you like it. This is another take that I'm trying to do here. Okay, so we are gonna do this kind of design. This is gonna be like a cowboy top. Okay, like this, and it has the atom sign like this here. Okay, that we will do later nicer with the pen and everything. I need to draw myself around as well somehow. I don't want to do all the flaps here flying, so probably we will cut them in a couple of pieces. Like here is gonna be one, and here is gonna be the other one, and we will do only lines like this to simulate that there are lines flowing, like in cowboy, something of the cowboy style. Okay, then we have here the belt, very nice cowboyish belt, that when he travels in time, McFly travels in time in Back to the Future, this doesn't happen. It doesn't look like this. Nothing is looking like this, but it is very funny, very, very funny. So again, another thing, like I'm doing this kind of parallelism between movies and trying to take references from both movies. So if you have not seen Back to the Future as well, you can watch it online, and there is this concept of time traveling involving the three movies. The three movies are connected. You can't watch the second movie without watching the first, because you are not gonna understand what is happening. Okay, I think if you pay attention to the storyline, it is quite alright to understand, and it doesn't create, let's say, any kind of paradox. They mentioned the issue of the paradox a couple of times, this is basically saying this cannot happen, okay? Or don't meet your future self or your past self, because you could break the time continuum, things like this. You know, everything obviously in science fiction and within the fantasy or the science fiction as well. But I find it a topic very, very interesting, and that I always like to explore, because in my own stories as well, I have some moments, some points of time-related concepts, and you don't want to create something that is going to shock the person who is reading your story or watching your story, and you don't want to say something that is going to be so out of place that you don't understand. Okay, so just so we see here, I am doing just modern type of shoes, because the issue with McFly going to the past, going to the Western era, I think we are talking about, this is 1855 where he goes in time. First he is in 19 85, and then he moves back 30 years to 1955. That's the first movie. The second movie, he goes to the future, and then he goes to the past to this Western type of era, 1855, I believe, or 1885. I don't remember exactly, because there's a lot of information like that. But the thing is, here in the story, we see this different type of clothing. And what McFly wants to do there is to find Doc, that is the scientist who invented this time machine. The time machine is a car. It's an old car called a DeLorean. Very, very nice, very stylish, and it's full of tubes and things, and it looks very elegant. Like in my sense, for my taste, for what it could have been. Okay, they could have been something very funny, but it looks actually very believable, and that is very nice. So we need to add a hat. McFly comes with this hat, but he loses the hat, so it can be interesting. Maybe it can be interesting that we do it without hat, or with hat, I don't know. Maybe we do this bunny hat that he has later, that is like this. So the bad guy of the movie, he picks on him because he has this funny hat. So I think it makes sense that we draw as well the funny hat. It's very, very a small type of hat. If there is a hat connoisseur around here and wants to explain us the type of hats and what is this type of hat and what is the difference with the cowboy ones as well and everything, feel free to do so. I want to make this straight like this, not like strong, because kind of giving the impression that he may even have the armor, this kind of a space suit is still underneath. Okay, so the trousers are gonna be red later, and we're gonna do the shoes here. Okay, and probably I make him very big. I can draw ourselves maybe very tiny here at the back, like this. Can be interesting like this, and maybe not full in a scene in image, because it could be. I don't want to take the. I've thought about it. First of all, I thought about drawing ourselves and making the measurements for the new clothing and everything for him, but I think for that I would have spent much more time drawing all of this, and I don't want to be having like a 3 hours video. I don't mind having it, I don't mind doing it, or maybe at some point I can do it. Like, I'm just not gonna check, or I'm not gonna have any kind of concern for time. I'm just gonna draw. But I try to keep the videos tops around 1 hour, and maybe a little bit longer than that in a couple of occasions, but I try to, let's say, behave. For me, with my YouTube experience so far, I'm trying to do something that I would like to watch. When I am watching something or listening to something, sometimes I don't need to watch the video, maybe I just put it in the background while I am working, doing other things, or drawing. I like to watch this type of older type of style videos, that there are maybe 1 hour video, 3 hours video, and I am just doing my things and I'm keeping in one topic. I don't like to do the shorter ones. Maybe if I wanna watch something at lunchtime, I have just maybe 10-15 minutes, yes, I can watch a short thing, but in theory I like to watch a full explanation, like you're watching a movie. It gives me more insight and more interest in what is being told. For example, I was watching yesterday one, like 1 hour and a half video from Riot company about concept art and some tips for concept artists as well, and how they do things and how they rethink the characters and the characters design in terms of outfits as well. Like, oh, this is one character, and I want to basically do another outfit for another, let's say, saga or another update of the game, and I find that very nice. Let's do I'm gonna do both of us here. Like this. We are hiding here at the back, and he is kind of the main character in the scene. Okay, like this, I think it can be interesting. When I'm doing the other videos, obviously, when I'm doing the other drawings during the week that are not recorded, obviously I have more time. I can go more slow. I can just emphasize other aspects of the drawing. But for now, I think it can be interesting to do it a little bit more shorter. So let's try to figure out here. Let's try to figure out the face, the expression that we want, like in his presentation, that he has this signature eyebrow lift as well, signature smile, but for us we want to make it even bigger, like this. Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3, for example. He has these cheeks as well, and like that. If you are a Disney fan like me, if you are doing the challenge of DISember as well like me, feel free to put it down below in the show more section. Like, tell me where can I see your drawings, or if you are on Instagram as well, you can put your Instagram and I can check what type of drawings are you doing, or what type of approach are you taking into this challenge. And yeah, it's always nice to see as well other artists' work in challenges, because, and I have activity for Sunday activity if you want to draw a little bit, like with your family or with your kids or with your partner, like you are bored at home a little bit. I'm gonna put it here. And that activity is a very nice example of what I'm trying to do here with this challenge, and a lot of people is doing as well around the world while participating. It is basically, if I give you the same information, the same steps, you will do a different drawing than other person. I've done this in schools as well, and for younger kids and as well for adults, where you can basically ask someone to, okay, draw a circle, and that's the activity, draw a circle, and then the circle is hairy. And then within this hairy circle, you're gonna have 3 eyes, and you see how you go one by one. You know, all these students or all these people participating in this activity, you see how all of them in their own paper are drawing different type of circle, different type of eyes. The eyes are in different positions, maybe are on top of the circle, maybe are inside the circle, maybe are at the bottom of the circle. So that is something that, if for whatever reason you are a teacher as well, like me, that you have kids or you have students in your groups, feel free to test it as well and see how it goes, because it is very nice to see the diversity that you have in the classroom and how many different ideas you can take. This is something very present, like not in Toy Story. We are talking today about everything in general, about art, about design for concept, about design for movies, about design for characters and clothing. But this is something that you see when you are a character designer, when you are creating characters for a story, for existent story. You need to follow the Bible. The Bible is this document where you have all the information in the project, and because of this, everything needs to make sense. Okay, if I am working in Buzz Lightyear and I'm gonna make for a next movie a partner for Buzz that came on another ship, it's another toy from the space, it's from the same collection. Like we see there are multiple in the newer movie. I cannot make the outfit, let's say, different. I need to follow this pattern. I can change the colors, I can change some shapes, but by looking at the other person, the other guy or the other girl, you need to understand that these people, these 2 guys, are in the same team, okay? Like in Pixar Toy Story, you have more freedom, because we are doing toys, So there are some toys from real life that they exist, some other toys that they invented, but there are other toys as well that they have multiple characters, like the little soldiers that they have in the story. Those little soldiers there, all of them are green, all of them are from existent toy already, all of them are kind of following the same pattern, and then if you do another type of soldier, these ones are very small, but if you do another type of soldier, it will stand out, it will be a little bit out of place. That is why if you are doing character design, and this is something that this girl was explaining in the video as well yesterday, it's something that you need to learn about the lore of what you are doing, okay? The first movie, the first season, the first, let's say, update of this game, movie, series, you have more freedom in the sense of I am gonna be setting up the rules for this world, but once you are in already, you need to follow the pattern, okay? With this that I'm doing today, with this type of drawing, I'm trying to break a little bit the sense. Like, let's say that in the movie at some point, maybe Woody is gonna make Buzz dress as a cowboy like him, and we want to have something like this, okay? Let's do the shoes as well. I'm gonna make some basic shoes. In the movie, in McFly, in the third movie, as I said at the beginning, McFly has the boots, the cowboy boots, like red, and he ends up not putting them on. He wants to put them on when he arrives, but he's chased by a bunch of cowboys and Indians, and there is like a fight there, and then he finds a bear at the beginning in this cave. He has to escape, so he loses the hat, he loses the boots, he loses everything, and I just want to remark that even if he looks like cowboy here, like funny cowboy, like modern thought cowboy, we have still the shoes, like the trainers here at the bottom. Now, I want to create this kind of base here at the bottom, like he's standing somewhere in a higher surface. So I can draw ourselves here, tiny. This is 0, 1. What I'm gonna do, clever move here, keep an eye on those things as well, is to jump into a slightly thinner version of my pen, that this is 0, 0, 5, the other one was 0, 1. What we can do is this to be smaller, okay? In some of these prompts, I will give more focus to our caricature. In some of the other prompts, like this one or the one from yesterday, I will play with the concept of caricature, the concept of comic strip, and you will see this through the whole challenge, okay? I don't want to close myself to have to do it this way, yes or yes, but I want to have some rules and some guidelines here, like in the sense of the maxima, the rule in this DISember is gonna be that our characters have some sort of part in all the drawings, in one sense or another, okay? If you are participating and you have as well an extra rule that you are playing by, please feel free to share it with me and in the comment section, because it's always very interesting to see other approaches, as I said at the beginning, okay? If you had other projects, like Inktober, for example, in Inktober, what I've been doing lately is to, whatever word is going to be the first word of the challenge, the first prompt, I'm going to take that one as a rule that it needs to kind of create a line in the project. A couple of years ago, it was gargoyle, so all the drawings were gargoyles. Another one was bag, so all the story, that's the drawing, that's the challenge I've done with ourselves, we were carrying a bag with ourselves, and the bag was transforming, okay? I'm gonna put that one here as well, because I find it very interesting from the creative point of view. As I said, if you are a creative person, if you're an artist, if sometimes you have a little bit of art block, watching videos like that that is like random people like me doing some drawings online and giving some tips. It can help to refresh your ideas, okay, and to remind you that not everything is set in stone, and you have the freedom to draw whatever you want, okay, whatever you want. You are a fan of cars, you can do the Inktober, the DavidSember cars related and play with the words, okay. If you wanna go with the prompt list, okay, you can always not do the prompt list. Most probably I am gonna do a few drawings from the month, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the word. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna think maybe about Goofy, Donald, or I don't know, Max from a Goofy movie, like some random characters that they are not maybe on the list, like I did last year, because some characters or some prompts I don't know, or I don't like, or I don't fancy drawing. Just honestly, there may be a character or there's a couple of words. I haven't checked the prompt list, okay? This is just me thinking in advance, giving you some information in advance that I will do. If I wake up one day and the prompt for today, it is not something that I'm interested or I don't like, because this is just me for fun drawing, I will draw something else, okay? I advise you do the same, and don't close yourself to the prompt list, even if you don't like it, okay? This is obviously me talking about things that you may find like a bother. Let's say that costume design is something that you don't like and you don't want to do another outfit for another character or a redesign of a character. Just don't do it. Just draw, I don't know, draw another character, you know, or whatever, or draw whatever you want. But feel comfortable in this type of challenges with the knowledge that you can do whatever you want. Okay, let's do the smile. Very big smiles for everyone here today. And now I think I want to focus first in painting him. He has very funny colors in terms of cowboy. You wouldn't see a cowboy with having this sky, blue sky type of color for the top. Everything is more kind of browns, type of greens, browns, reds, okay, blacks, darks, and all of this is design. When you are thinking about a Western movie or a Western environment, Western outfit, character, you obviously check references from movies, from history, from real life, and they were living in the middle of nowhere. Even if they had a few houses created in small towns, it was full of dust, it was full of dirt, they were fighting, they couldn't actually, they didn't have the comfort that we have nowadays, like hot shower and things like this, or they didn't have like fridge, things like this, okay? So you need to understand that all of those pieces are in play. When you are creating world building, when you are creating your own story, your own comic, you need to question everything. Everything needs to be questioned there. You need to ask yourself why my character is having these kind of more pastel colors in McFly's case in Back to the Future. Because Doc's knowledge of cowboys comes from movies, from Hollywood movies, and in Hollywood movies everything was a little bit more, or everything is still more picturesque, okay? So you have different types of colors, okay? When, I'm gonna give you as well a very nice example that maybe you knew it, maybe you don't, but you go to a museum. I guess you in a school at some point went to one of those school trips and you end up in a museum watching some sculptures. Call it Greek sculptures, call it Egyptian sculptures, doesn't matter. Sculptures in general, okay? Ancient work. So this, you see them in one color, but many of them, for not saying just all of them, many of them had a color pattern. They had colors that, because of time, because of aging, or because the figures were buried underground, they were left outside for a very long time, they were underwater for a very long time. When they were found, the color, the pigmentation of the color, it disappeared, it paled down, and now it looks like one color, for example. But many images, they are like this. So feel free as well, if you don't have the easiness of going to the museum, you don't have one close by, or you don't want to pay the ticket. In some countries, like in UK, for example, the museums are free, so you can just walk in and that's it, without paying. In other places in Europe are paying, like Italy, Spain, you have to pay to go inside and have a look. But feel free to go and explore that and have a look to all of that, okay? We are gonna do some, I think I made this pink by mistake, pastel, because I'm talking, and sometimes I talk too much. But let's just modify this to do some kind of yellowish. Red brownish. I want to kind of play with these two colors. Ooh, I think I broke this tip. Yes, I broke this tip. Let's sharpen it a little bit. And as I said, please ask questions about drawing, about concept, about storytelling, about Disney, Pixar, about specifics that you may not know or you would like to know, or you watched a Disney movie, even if it is not the movie that we are talking today here, even if it is not this, maybe it's Encanto, maybe it's Big Hero 6, maybe it's The Little Mermaid, or I don't know, whichever movie, or doesn't need to be Disney movie either. You can talk about series like Arcane or Lord of the Rings or anything that you may. This guy has a problem here. Let me see. Yeah, I think this piece was broken in two different parts. That's why there's a struggle to sharpen it there. So art tip here. Careful with your pencils. Do not drop your pencils like, oh, I don't care, I'm gonna drop them on the floor, or I'm gonna just throw them on the floor and there's no problem. Don't do it, because this brownness that you see in all the pens, this is wrapping around a color, okay? And the color, this is a very thin type of color, and it breaks. It doesn't matter if it is a normal pencil, if it is a more expensive, a cheaper pencil, doesn't matter, all of them are the same inside. So if for whatever reason you drop it, by mistake is a mistake, and we all do mistakes, but if you drop it, you may have this. I think I dropped a couple of those. I had them very nicely organized on the table, but I remember once grabbing one and I dropped a couple on the floor, and those, maybe you're lucky, maybe nothing happens, but maybe it happens like this, that you're trying to sharpen it, and it breaks. As you can see as well, I have changed the colors I'm using for the videos now for this challenge. For the previous challenge, I was using a no brand type of pencil. I was just testing a set of 1 pound pencils that I bought somewhere, like in a random place, and they were okay. They were more pale, they had no much pigmentation, so it was more hard. The tip was harder, okay? Now this one, Derwent Chroma Flow, this is a nice present I got for Christmas, thank you very much. And these ones are more soft. They are more, not pastel, but they are more, yeah, the texture is more like pastel, okay? So you see this creaminess, it's like a little bit more creamy type of texture when you put it on the paper, okay? These, I haven't tried them as such for watercolor, but I bet that if I draw a little bit and I add a little bit of water, not much, just a tip, a little bit of a couple of drops of water, they could blend very nice if the paper is good. if the paper is good. Okay, if you have a paper like is normal like this one, it may just make a hole and break the paper, and you don't want that. Okay, so test it if you want to test it. If you have this brand, test it with some colors, some paper that is a little bit more thick. It has a little bit of texture. Okay, so important thing that I will show you in a bit that I'm not using much, but I have it, is this piece that I bought extra, the blender pen. This is like a wet pen. This is no color. This is just a little bit of liquid inside. And because this is more pastel, when I paint on top, it's gonna blend it a little bit. Okay, it's gonna blend it a little bit. I tried it yesterday a little bit with the Aristocatch, and it was interesting. This is something that you do at the end. If you do it now, that I'm doing now, you're gonna mess up the whole thing. So yeah, let's do here the face a little bit, like this. Okay. This is a very funny. The hat needs to be brown. In the movie is brown as well, like this. Okay. I want to add some shyness, a little bit of shining here, like he's happy with his new outfit. Okay. This bandana type of thing on the neck is as well brown in the Back to the Future 3 movie. Okay. Another thing that I hate of this type of streaming services nowadays, all of them do the same, is that they maybe have the movie 1, maybe the movie 2 they don't have, maybe the movie 3 is paying, and the 1 is free, and they just want to maybe hook you into watching a movie, so you pay for the second one, or you figure out your life for the next one. I don't like that. I hate that, and I hope they do, whoever manages and owns these type of platforms, just play fair and just add everything to one place. I mean, if you are Disney, let's say, and you own a saga of movies, just put them all. Okay, put them all, because we want to see. I'm a person who likes to see and watch a full saga when I'm watching a movie. Say I watch Back to the Future, like here, 1, and then tomorrow I want to watch the second one, or in a couple of days, or in the weekend I want to watch the second one to see the whole world, and then I want to watch the third one, so I see the whole saga. I do that with everything, like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, like Narnia, Harry Potter. I watch one, then I say, you know, I think I need to watch as well the rest of the movies. And I love it. It's not something that for me it is a problem. Like, oh my god, if I don't watch the second movie, no. Like, I enjoy it. If I can't watch it today, I watch it tomorrow. But I like to follow the flow of the saga and learn. Okay, learn and look to the movies like in detail to see everything, all the details I can find. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of dark tone here, okay, to create a little bit of different color. So if you are here just watching because you like to watch the videos and everything, just as well, just do some brainstorm in the comment section about what other type of outfits you would have done for Buzz Lightyear. So what type of design, instead of this kind of Back to the Future McFly style, okay, what other design it would have been nice, like drawing him like an Avenger, maybe like Iron Man, because he has kind of this similitude to like Iron Man aspects with the type of armor suit, space suit that he has. Or I don't know, maybe like Wolverine if you like superheroes, or maybe like Harry Potter and make him a little bit smaller and a little bit more kid looking. Okay, that could have been interesting as well, and play with the magic. Or maybe draw him with Woody's clothes. It could have been interesting, and draw Woody with his clothes, so they are changing as well. I'm kind of waiting to see that in the movies. Is that gonna happen at some point, Disney? If some Disney person is here watching this video by any chance, and is this gonna happen maybe at some point? I would like to watch it. I'm sure a lot of people would like to see this on a screen, like to see how they behave. Okay, for whatever reason, like in One Piece, because you guys know that Half of the channel here is about One Piece. I'm gonna put a playlist here, one of my latest video here. It could be interesting to see something like in One Piece in terms of when Trafalgar Law changes the personality of some of the Straw Hats and other characters as well in the series. So it would be very nice to see, for example, that Woody is in Boo's body and Boss is in Woody's body, for example, or even with Mr. Potato, the T-Rex, and the rest of the guys there as well, all the main characters. It would be very nice to see them maybe swapping the personalities, maybe let's say that Boss is gonna be Woody, as we said, for example, and he says, you know, I actually Woody, I cannot go around without my hat, and he ends up going to whoever is taking Woody's personality. Let's say like Slinky is Woody, and he says, oh, you know, just give me my hat because I just need to wear my hat. Like he doesn't feel comfortable going around without a hat, for example. Things like this. It can be very nice because we know in the series, we know in the movie series that Woody has some sort of problem. Like he's always kind of, where's my hat? Where is my hat? And then especially when he's dropped into the big chest in the first movie with the rest of the toys, and he's not used to be there because he's the favorite toy, he's the preferiti there. So he's kind of being funny about it, like he's too important to lose this, too important to that, and it's nice to see the contrast of the characters. And yeah, so I advise you to explore when you do the characters as well, and put them in different scenarios, put them in different type of clothing to see how it works. And this is something that can help you in the future, because your story may start like in present time, like in normal society, like in Back to the Future, but it may go to the future at some point, and you have to redesign all the clothing to look futuristic, all the buildings to be futuristic, all the cars to be futuristic. And then, like in here in Back to the Future, you can go to the past and have to do everything like Western style. And it's a nice exercise. And if you love to draw, and if you like to be there on your sketchbook or in your tablet, in your computer, or in your device, that is something very, very nice, I would say. We forgot, sorry about that, to do the long hair. We need to do the long hair here, okay, like this. Yes, perfect, perfect. And now we are gonna do a little bit more of line work, okay? Let me see. Am I missing something? No, I think I'm kind of good. I don't need to draw all the time like in the first drawing, like the goofy hat and the mini ears, because we are in another part of, let's say, Disneyland, let's say, okay? So we can do a little bit like this. What I want to do, I think I need, is to create a little bit of a floor as well for us here at the back, okay? A little bit of a floor here. Okay, very nice, I like it. It's something very funny, very weird, very unexpected, but I want to play if the prompt is gonna give me some interesting thoughts, then we can play. This guy, I'm gonna make it not with the 005. You see, I started with the 005, but you can't see the difference. But if I go now for 01, it is this one here. As soon as I do a line, it pops the drawing. And this is something I explain almost in every video. When you are drawing traditional and you do a line work first, and then you paint on top with the colors like I've done here, we need to maybe in some places do a second pass like we are doing here, okay? Because you will lose a little bit of the line. You will make the line a little bit more fadey, and we want to have all of this visible, okay? Like this. All the teeth there, the chin that he has there, the chin like this, like in a circle. Yeah. As you can see, some of the videos are more informative, let's say. Other videos are more funny, like we're gonna draw some random thing like this one. Other ones are more serious in the terms of I want to analyze a movie or I want to analyze a character. I do want to analyze as well the Disney movies. So I want to somehow add it to my weekly routine somehow, and slowly create a massive playlist with all the movies that we have in Disney, going one by one, and trying to, from the perspective of someone with animation background, to analyze why this is made this way, how was this made, so I can give as well some information that maybe some people cannot know by themselves, or maybe you are just going to school or working in another random job, nothing related to art, but you would like to know how this is made, okay? And that can be very interesting. For example, some interesting things like for Bugs Life or for Toy Story is that they used cameras at the ground level. They went outside to the gardens, they went on the floors, and they recorded with small cameras at the level of an ant, at the level of a toy. How would the toys would look to the space? If you are a toy, how are you going to be seeing this space? Everything needs to be ginormous, no? So all those things, maybe you are like, I never thought about that. And when you are making a movie, or when you are developing an idea, you need to think about all of these things, okay? Let's do the symbol here. Very nice, like this, like this, like this, okay? Like this. Okay. As well in this Pixar exhibition, the itinerant exhibition. I don't know where is it at the moment. You can check it online. I think you can even check videos online, and you can see some of the things that they have in the exhibition online with photos and videos. There is this carousel that they have. It's an animation carousel with many characters that they are in different poses in a circle. So a carousel is like a circle, like a pyramid circle, very big. And let's say that Buzz is here with these hands like this, and then the other one is a little bit moving, like the drawings for animation. And then imagine this like having 20 or 30 characters in the scene, in this maquette. And then that carousel starts going around very fast. And at some point, because the motion, these are principles of animation, because the motion, your eye will trick you, and instead of seeing a blur, like when you are driving, or when you are in a car, or in a bus, or in the train, because these are going to be superposed, all the poses are going to be superposed, it will look like the toys are alive, like the figurines are alive, and they are jumping, they are running, they are cowboying around, and being very alive. That is one of those things that me, knowing animation, being animated, studying animation, and drawing my whole life and everything, even when I saw it for the first time, this carousel, it was impactful. I think you can find it on YouTube. I think if you put Pixar carousel or Pixar animation carousel, probably you are able to find it and see it. And that is a must see if you find the exhibition at some point. If you happen to be somewhere that the exhibition is like, we're gonna be here this week or this month, just go, and just for the carousel, to understand the principles of animation and how that thing moves and how it's generating life. That's just for that is worth it. But at the same time, you can see all the other things that they have there. Okay, I seen the originals of Woody, how was like very long before. He was a very long character. The face was very long as well, more caricaturesque even than what he end up being at the end. And it's always nice to see the different takes that the story may have, and how, because one character looks one way or the other, the story will change as well. The story will change, okay? So I am 100% sure that maybe initially the suit for Boss didn't have wings, and then someone designed the wings, and they said, "Oh, actually, we can do this scene on the stairs that he wants to fly while thinking he's a real spaceman, and then he's gonna fall and break his arm because the wings are not working." So all those things, you need to understand the lore. You need to try to think, when you are creating a character, you need to try to think like you are the character. What problems would I have if I realize that I'm a toy? Well, I always thought I was a spaceman, and my wings are actually not flying, my laser is not destroying, my command center in my hand when I'm talking is talking to no one, it's just talking to myself. And the psychology behind the character, okay? I'm just putting this guy as an example because we are drawing him, but think about it. Let's do very tiny. Most probably I'm not gonna do the whole thing, I'm just gonna do a little bit here, a little bit there, okay, to define, because it is allowed that these ones that are at the background, they stay a little bit more faded, okay, so we give more importance to the main character in the scene. This is as well, we are situating him in the panel, in the drawing, in the middle, bigger, in the center. We can even do like some sort of shine around him. I would like that probably, to do a little bit of shine around him. You see, there's a tiny bit to see us there, so we don't lose our characters in the background, but sweet, like this. Like this, yes. Yep, like this. And the hair as well. Let's not forget the hair, I said. Like this, and a couple of lines here to create some texture. Okay, very nice, very nice. Let's do like, I don't know, I've been only once to Disney in Paris, and they had like, I don't know if they still have it, I don't know if maybe someone from Paris watching this and has been recently there to the park. They had this kind of, let's say, a small park area, like a line of Disney statues, and they had like the models of some of the main characters from Disney there. And I think more than anything in the whole park, more than the attractions, more than the feeling, more than the style, more than the magic, I think I liked that the most, because it's one of those things that you could even see it in your house, like, oh my god, I could actually have that in my house. That would be very nice to have it, and I loved it. So I don't remember. I think I need to check maybe pictures from when I was a kid and see if those things are still around, or as well I can check online to see if those things are still around. I want to do this kind of shine that he's happy with this outfit. He's kind of dressing in the concept of Buzz Lightyear. He's dressing like Woody. He's like, oh, you know, I'm dressing with like my friend Woody. In the concept of redesigning, I wanted to use the funny concept of Back to the Future, because I watched it recently, because obviously when you watch things and when you read things, they will impregnate, they will bleed into what you are doing at the moment. If you are watching something about superheroes, probably you want to draw some superhero stuff, and now that I'm watching Back to the Future, I want to do some funny Back to the Future. I probably do a video about it, drawing Doc and McFly at some point as well. Why not? I like to do that, and maybe analyzing the movies and analyzing the time travel concept, if it is doing paradox or no, because there are some moments that are a little bit tricky to understand there. But yeah, so I wanna think if Boss is gonna say, oh, you know, I'm just gonna dress like a cowboy as well, like Woody. he is not gonna do a proper design. He is gonna be very funny about it. He's gonna be looking very, very funny, in my opinion. He's not gonna be like a realistic type of cowboy. That's why I wanted to choose as well a little bit the funny concept of Doc in that other movie, choosing this kind of cowboy Elvis type of design. But yeah, probably, as I said at the beginning, if I tell you now, please draw Buzz Lightyear with a cowboy outfit, probably you will do another thing, another style. Maybe you go for type of Clint Eastwood type of design with the poncho and everything. Maybe you go more for a elegant, like maybe that was a former commissary that is a bandolero then, and it looks a little bit more elegant but rough. Maybe you will do some type of beard because he couldn't shave, or he's smoking something, or maybe he's riding the horse, at some point as well. All these things can be very interesting, because remember that we have Jesse as well in the story, and Jesse as well is cowboy style, and it has as well this funny toy look of the outfit. But I think we finished for today. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of tone here, like this, and as I said at the very end, I'm just gonna, just for the sake of showing you this is basically the Derwent blender pen. Just you do a tiny bit like this. It's gonna kind of wet the paper a little bit to create this kind of blend between one color and the other. I added the blacks there. Don't put it on top of the pen if you can avoid it, because if not, it's gonna smush the pen. Okay, it's not that strong, to be honest, but you can see it. I can see it here face to face that this is a little bit watery now. This is a little bit watery now as well. Okay, especially in the trousers and here on the shoe, you see the difference in that one and in this one. And now when we do this one, it blends a little bit more. Okay. Let's not forget about making a tiny bit of a shadow there, a tiny bit of a shading here for him. Okay, like this. Okay. Today we have done a very weird video, a very weird prompt, playing, having fun here. DISember challenge, that is this, like in Disney, DISember, from December the month. DISember is gonna be, for me, I want to take it very chill, very relaxed, and just trying to have fun. Okay, we have done another outfit for a character, an existing character. Okay, and we have put a context. We have put a context into why are we doing this outfit. I wanted to give another movie as well to the take. I wanted to introduce another movie here, that was Back to the Future Saga, to play with this idea. But yeah, let's sign for today. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23. You can say it as you want, and this is the Mandraus Cave. I hope you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the talk, and feel free to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and everything, and all the things that you do in YouTube. And thank you very much. I see you in the next one. Bye.